Hey guys, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. This is the spare of the moment, guys. I just came on. I was supposed to come on tomorrow, but I had talked to my girl, misbehaving. So she and we're gonna go ahead and talk about some things that is going on because she called me. She said, "Girl, you bit in my head. You all in my head." So some stuff that we want to go ahead and talk about. I saw that ad where they had ran, which I'm gonna play that in a few minutes when misbehaving come on, where they about to flush us out. If we don't get up and vote, they going to flush us out. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about all that. So I see my girl is in the house, Shandella. She says, "That's right, get out and vote. It's the last uh fad of early voting in many states." Also, she says, "Good afternoon, Lady D. Lady D, early voting in my many states. Get out and vote." Girl, girl, when I saw that ran across my screen today, I thought it was just in my neck of the woods, but I heard that this ad that they are running, it is all over. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. I'm waiting for my girl to come on. If you want to come up, you are welcome as well, Chandela. I'm waiting for misbehaving to come on so we can go ahead and talk about all the stuff that is going on. So as you can see right here, I went ahead and I put this up right here because as you can see where it says election alert, it had ran across my screen. That was my first time even seeing that. And it was saying, which I'm gonna play the ad in a few, where if you don't go out, and vote, they're not telling you who to vote for, but they going to have a list like an audit, and it's going to be passed around in your community, and where people can see that you didn't get up and vote. And you see where I live, I live in a very, very, very small community. And trust me, I trust me, but they would never let me get away with it because trust me, they'll be calling my house. But this right here, this is my first time ever seen something like this. This is my first time. So guys, again, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Make sure you go ahead and however you feel led, hit the like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content, because the last time I was on, I was talking about how I gained 6K and only get just a small viewers. Make it make sense. That does not make no sense at all. But thank God that I come on because it's something that I love to do, because if I didn't love to do this right here, I wouldn't even waste my time to come on. So I see my girl Shandella. How are you doing, Shandella?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you?
Girl, I'm doing great today. Very beautiful out here in the South, girl. I'm doing real great. But girl, this is a lot. So how are you doing today?
I am doing awesome. It's beautiful. I'm airing out the house this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm definitely loving this weather. I love the fall and spring, but um what you were speaking of, they've been speaking about doing that for a while now. Since Trump ran the first time, that's what people were doing.
So
And
why do they do that? Like us, why you think they do that now? They're gonna put you on blast if you don't get up and vote. Why would they do that? Look like it should be our right if we want to vote or not. I don't know. So what let me know what your thoughts about all this.
it's just today's society with
Mm-hmm.
trying to blast somebody, trying to put somebody in their place or whatever the case may be. Because I don't know what state you're in, I kind of forgot, but I know in North Carolina, they've been running ads more this time around than they have previously, letting you know that your voting record is public
Mm-hmm.
and they can't see who you vote for, but they can see if you voted. And just their marketing with the people, with the ambassadors and everybody else that texts your phone, like they're even telling you, bring out your friends, bring out your friends, bring out your
Mm-hmm.
people. Remember, it's public because it is.
Mm-hmm.
I could pull up anybody's information in the state of North Carolina if you're registered. All I need is your first and last name.
Come on, and you can
And
tell
I
if they
could
vote.
I could see when they voted and how often they vote. I could see
Wow.
if you vote every 4 years or if you vote every 2 years. It's
Well, I
public.
vote every year, so and if I don't vote, they gonna call me and tell me to get up and vote. I see my girls in the house, country girl queen, as she says, good afternoon, unapologetic real talk pound and true tellers. Hey, Ginger is in the house as well. Guys, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. It's a very beautiful day out here. But a girl, when I saw that pass, on my
Mhm.
screen, I was shocked, man.
I
Wow.
don't know about your state, but I know in the state of North Carolina, your name is listed, your address is listed, what party you're affiliated with is listed, your race,
Wow.
your gender. Even in the primaries, I can see what ballot you chose to vote, but I can't see how you voted for in the general election. But if you vote in the primaries, I can see what ballot you selected.
Wow. So you would know who I voted for in your state, right?
In the primaries, I know what ballot you selected because me and when I noticed that, I went and I pulled all my information.
Mhm.
So, and I did a story on this a couple of years ago. Um, and I was just like, "Hi, my name is Shandalee Hargrove. I'm an unaffiliated voter. I'm no longer Shandalee Hargrove, the black lady from around the corner that was a Democrat."
Mhm.
Because it's listed. Your party affiliation is listed, your race, your gender, everything. And I removed all of that information off of my record as far
So
as my
how was
voting
you
record
able
is
to do
concerned.
that? How was you able to remove it? What did you
You just
do?
go you'll just go down to your local board of elections and tell them that you don't want that information listed and you refill out the form because when you fill out the form to register to vote, they don't tell you that you don't have to select those items.
Mhm.
You just generally just filling it out. Are you African American? Yes. Are you of Mexican descent or Hispanic descent? No. Are you male or female? Do you not feel comfortable answering? Most people will just answer those questions. You don't
Mhm.
legally have to answer all of it. All you need is your first and last name. You need of course your picture information, and that's it. Even if you want to be labeled a Democrat, you don't have to select any party affiliation.
Mhm.
So I'm an
Wow.
unaffiliated voter. So every primary, I get to select if I what ballot I want to pull, whether I want to pull the Libertarian ballot, whether I want to pull Democrat, Republican, Green Party. I get to pull whatever ballot I want to pull.
So
But
you
if you
trying to tell
register,
me if I go behind those curtains, they gonna know exactly what uh ballot I push, right? What
yeah,
person I voted
yes,
for. It,
they
even
won't.
well,
They
what's the
won't
purpose of
know.
having the curtains for it then?
They won't know. Well, we don't have curtains in North Carolina. They just give you a little
Okay.
table. But
Mhm.
they won't know who you voted for as far as the primaries are concerned, but they'll know what ballot you selected.
Mhm.
So, and during the primaries, you're only given the ballot of your party.
Mhm.
If you're a registered voter and you're of a certain party, like if you're a Democrat, you're
Mhm.
only going to get that Democratic ballot. I'm
Wow.
unaffiliated, so I can pick if I want the Democratic ballot or the Republican ballot. I can
Mhm.
pick which one I want to vote for, and you'll be able to see which ballot I selected.
Wow, I'm like country girl. I just can't wait till all this right here is over because it's like they just forcing us, and you don't force
Hmm.
no one to do anything because especially when you coming from a spiritual point of view thing, it's like my God, it's like you oh my God, it's kind of scary, it's like a dictation, like you trying to dictate of making us forcing us to do something that we don't want to do.
It is, and it's crazy, and this is why after every election I take vacation.
Oh, is that stressful? And
It
this
is
never been
because
it's never been stressful for me until now because we see
that
so many people divided now, especially when it
that
comes
first
within the black race.
that first time Trump has ran, it was
Hmm.
terrible. It was terrible in North Carolina.
Oh, it
It
was.
it was terrible. Like, and I can see like the difference every time he puts his hat in the race on how people treat you and how people try to
Mhm.
see who you're voting for. It's terrible. So I took vacation. I'm gonna work that whole day on Tuesday. I might leave a little early because I know
Mhm.
I already voted early, but my job don't know I voted early. So I'll be like, hey, I'm about to go vote and just head out because I already know it's gonna be crazy that day. But I
Wow.
made sure I took off Wednesday through Friday. I'm not coming back to work because I know you never know how the election is gonna go. So these folks gonna cut up.
Well, did you see? I think it was on Instagram. This white guy went in to vote, but I think he had a mega hat on, and they told him to take the hat off, and he wanted to fight. You saw that with the women that
I,
was in there?
I haven't seen that. I know they came to vote with that stuff in my area, and I was surprised they let him in. But I
Mm-hmm.
did see where the teenager was at the election polls in Florida with the machete
Wow.
and was doing
That
threatening
was
behavior
huge.
to those that was going in to vote. And he was slashing Harris signs. He ended up getting arrested. So I did see
Wow.
that. And that's another reason why I vote early, and I vote early during early voting. I don't go out midday or late afternoon. I'm gonna be in there while everybody typically is in bed
Wow. I went ahead and
because
dropped
these
the
folks.
link. If Misbehaving, she come in. I see she's in the house, but it's gonna be scary. I think it's we just got to be prepared, for the worst, because this right here, it caused a lot of division, and it's to me, you don't know what's on these people's mind.
You don't, and it's only gonna get worse. If them jokers cut up on January the 6th, what you think they're gonna do on
Mm,
Tuesday?
Thank you,
I'm going
thank
to the
you.
house and I'm gonna stay at the house. I'm not messing with them
Hmm.
people. Them people crazy.
No, I don't know, girl. It's just going this right here. This going to be really crazy, because whew, but there's a lot of division. I mean, oh my God, and especially is a lot of division amongst us. And that's the
Hmm.
part that's really, really scary because, we trying to find a solution to keep us together, but it looked like we just getting farther and farther away. We are the only ones that they look like they put that pressure on. They don't put that type of pressure on no other race. I was sitting there saying, if they say that the Native Americans was here first, why you don't see the Native American going crazy like they see, us, how our people go so crazy when it's voting time, you don't see them do
Hmm.
anything like that. You ever thought about that? You never see like the Native Americans, you never see them acting like chickens, with their head cut off when it's election time. But when it comes to us, it's like we just they put the pressure on us, coming in our communities, the churches, and it's just weird. It's just a lot of stuff that's going on.
My thoughts on the whole Native American is a little different than everybody else's, so I kind of stay
Hmm.
away from that topic because I'm gonna make people mad when I
No,
give
you
my
ain't
opinion
definitely not
on
gonna
it.
make me mad. I promise you, because I already
Like,
know I'm just being, that's just being soft. You see what I'm saying?
I don't like, in my opinion, I feel like the Aboriginals here was black people.
Thank you, girl. Now I know that. I'm just, I'm just
I
talking.
feel like they were black people, and over
Yeah.
time they just got lighter and lighter because of the Europeans that invaded.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see my girls in the house misbehaving, and also I see Tiadra Brown. What's her name? Tidra Brown. She says, "Good evening, Lady D in chat." All right, my girl misbehaving, girl. You doing? Hey, you there?
Yes, I'm here, Lady D. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you real good. What's your thought about all this right here? How it looked like they sitting there trying to smoke us out for election.
Yeah, they trying to bully us, threaten us. They trying to force our hand, but I'm standing 10 toes down. No reparations, no vote.
Let's go ahead and play a little bit of this right here, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
let me play this right here, right quick.
November 5th. Who you vote for is private, but if you vote, it's public information. After this election, your voter record will be updated, and your friends and family will be able to see how often you vote, whether by mail, early, or in person on November 5th. Make sure you have a plan, and do your civic duty by voting on or by November 5th.
That's scary, huh?
It sounds like a scary movie. Is this the
I
first
don't
step to the
I don't
purge?
understand. I don't understand why y'all are scared. It's been public for years.
They've never publicized it though. That's the
Yes, they
thing.
have.
Miss
Yes, they
Hartgrove.
have. No, they
Not
have.
not not like this. I have never seen a commercial where they've let you know about your vote. Your voting record is public, and your friends, family members, and coworkers will know. I've never seen a commercial. I've
They
never.
they did it last time Trump ran. and he won. They did it the last time that he ran.
This is the
Now
first time I've seen
the
it.
time before that they didn't, but the last time he ran and he lost, they did it. But they're doing it more now. Even the Democrats are doing it. So both is I think the difference is both sides are doing it, and more
Mhm.
attention is being given to it because the Republicans are even saying it now. But your voting record and your voting history has always been public.
That may be so, but it's never been advertised. I've never seen it, and I'm 53. I've never seen it. This is my first time seeing it, and they've made a commercial, so it's not going to. It's like they're trying to shame us into voting for the ones that are like me, that are committed, that saying they're not voting because they're both the same. Republicans and Democrats are both the same. One is just more nasty with how they do things. The other one smiles to cover their nastiness. And they are putting this out here to try to shame folks into voting. So I need something for my vote. I don't need no empty promises and no empty words. I need something for it. So, and if anybody think they finna come up and try to talk to me in the workplace or call me and tell me I checked your record and you didn't vote, you the reason Kamala didn't get up in the White House, I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna cuss them out. Don't call me with that foolishness. I'm a grown woman. I'll do what I want to do. Worry about your vote and who you voting for. Don't worry about whether or not I voted or not. Ain't nobody about to shame me for withholding my vote. Because I thought last time I checked, we are adults. You have to be 18 and older. Now, that's my perspective. Now I know my daughter said that she had checked her record because she wanted to make sure that she was still um enrolled to vote. And she said, Mom, she said, do you know they never received my vote during the 2016 election? I said, oh, they didn't? She said, no. And she said, I'm actually mad about that. And so she said, California is telling you, you have to choose whether you go in person or if you do the mail-in voting. And so I told her, if you want to make sure that your vote gets counted, go in there and vote before election day. Because anybody waiting until Tuesday, the election has already been finished before Tuesday.
It
They're
is.
just going
Yes.
through they're going through the formalities. So I told her to go before then. Don't wait until Tuesday.
Yeah. At this point, it's been so many people that has been voting early this year that it's pretty much already determined. I know more than 50% of North Carolina has already voted early. We have never seen this high of a turnout for early voting. Because remember the last time Trump was trying to scare people into from early voting during COVID. So this time around, everybody's coming out early.
Mhm.
So I don't foresee the voting lines being extremely long on election day.
Did
Me,
you
I
see
try to.
ABC? Did you see ABC had a glitch where they had said
Cause
that Kamala
hmm
Harris had won? You saw that?
yep, I saw that.
I
Wow.
haven't seen that, but I have been seeing where people turn in their ballots that thing was on fire.
I saw that one too.
Oh yeah, when they were setting fires all across in different states.
And have you
Ooh.
noticed? And have you noticed that they're catching a lot of those people that were targeting those electrical grids too? Those power
Wow.
Oh
grids.
really?
Yeah, they were military, girl, right there at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. Two
Ooh.
of them
Wow.
was.
That's right there in Jackson. My son was stationed there.
I'm gonna pause
They
this.
caught two of them from that. From that, they actually been, of course, kicked out since then. But they were stationed right
Hmm.
there in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Wow.
So a lot of this stuff that people are doing is catching up, but it's just not hitting mainstream media. What they want you to know is hitting mainstream media, and that's it.
Mm, that's scary.
But nobody's going to post your stuff misbehaving. They got to know your first and last name to type it in to even do that. And
But
that has to come
why
from
did they
somebody.
say it? Why did that ad say it? That ad said that they was gonna post your name and your
Ooh,
neighbors.
because they trying to, it's a fear tactic. Somebody else
Oh, it's
said it
just a
earlier
fear
in the
Right.
tactic.
chat.
Oh, okay, it's a
Uh-huh.
fear tactic.
Somebody else said it earlier in the chat. It's a fear
Yeah.
tactic. You
Hmm.
literally, it's not like you can just type in, like, it's not like a filter to where you can be like, who's registered to vote and who didn't vote, and it's
Hmm.
just a mass population. No, you have to know that person's first and last name, the county
Hmm.
they are registered in, and you have to know if they're even registered in your state. Misbehaving may not even be registered in the state of South Carolina.
Hmm.
She may still be at her home, at her home state.
Look,
Nobody knows.
look, and the ones that search it out here in South Carolina, they already know the answer to that. But look, that's why I keep getting those pop-ups from Google that my private information has been found. I mean, to me, when you sign on to apps and anything else, they already have access to your information. There have been so many data breaches here in South Carolinas with people' personal information. I don't put nothing past anybody.
Hmm.
But I'm not. Now, why would you do that, son? Why would you do that? Mm, mm,
Misbehaving.
mm.
May I speak for a minute? Because I see a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead. My apologies. Let me mute.
No, no, you're fine. Mr. Joe asked how to check your registration. I'm not exactly sure what state you're in, so I can't really tell you the website to go to check your registration. I strongly suggest that you just Google how to check your registration. I guess I can say, because I know in North Carolina is voter search. So I
Hmm.
suggest that you Google something as far as voter search or registration search or something like that to see how you can check it for your particular state. Because
Hmm.
I know for NC it's NC voter search, and you can type their information in, and that's it. Like, you'll select that, and you have to physically type that person's name in. So you have to be nosy and petty to pull up somebody's voting record.
Hmm.
I know because I've been doxxed with my voting record before. So,
Oh,
um, yeah,
from
about that.
YouTubers.
No, it's Facebook, girl.
Oh,
The junkie
Facebook.
that was taking me back and forth to court. Yeah, she definitely did that and posted my
Wow.
email address. So yeah, you can do that. Um, and you should be able to check your registration. I strongly suggest that you do early voting, because if you have been disenrolled, especially in the state of North Carolina, some people have found out they have been disenrolled from voting. And in the state of North Carolina, you can register and vote at the same time doing early voting. And today is the last day. So yeah, I think I'm finished now. I
It's
don't know if I answered his question or not.
you did a good job, but I just think that to me it's like invading our privacy. No way in the world that they should put an ad like that. If you do not go out, then they're gonna go ahead and expose you. And see, I live in a very very small town, and I already know. Even I remember 2 years ago, I was telling Miss Behavior when I didn't get up to go vote. I was going to vote. They're saying, "Oh, you close the polls are about to close, call me, get up and go and vote," but it's just to me it's just scary. That's just to show you right now, when they put the heat on you like that, it's got to be something behind it. That's why I said there and say stock up on your food, make sure that everything is together in your house, and you know what I'm talking about, be suited up, because
Hmm.
this right here, this is real. And what we saw January the 6th, when that was 2000 and what 20, when they went ahead and invaded the Capitol. That was 2000 and what
2020, 2020.
2020. That was just a glimpse. That was just a glimpse of what could actually happen now. So I just
I
say,
guess for
make sure you
me,
stock up your food, make sure you have everything together, be you know equipped, because this is it. Go ahead, Shandella.
it's not an intimidating thing for me,
Mm,
because um, everything is public nowadays. If you
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
own a home, it's public.
mm-hmm,
Everything you do is public.
Yeah.
Your purchases, when you put your telephone number in for coupons and for discounts,
mm-hmm,
you start getting a whole bunch of scam calls and everything else. So and then I guess it's different for me because I'm in an area to where it's predominantly white
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
already.
Hmm.
I already know what they're gonna do. I literally had the whole neighborhood laughing because I put up a Trump lost again sign, and
You did what?
they
You put
thought
up what kind of sign?
it was a flag, and I said Trump lost,
Oh
and
my
it was like,
God.
but it looked like a Trump flag, but I stayed in the HOA.
Uh-huh. And North Carolina
I,
is very red state, and you put that
I,
up, girl.
I,
She must feel like swinging up from some trees or something.
and
That-
it was right underneath. I put them down. I put them right underneath my RBG flag, my American colors of the American flag. I got a whole flagpole, and I put
Uh-huh.
that Trump lost flag
In
look,
front of your
Lady
on
house.
D.
my flagpole,
Look,
and they was
look.
honking at my flag, thinking that it was a Trump flag, and all they had to do was just let the wind blow, and they would have said that we
Right.
lost.
Hey, Lady D. They're going to let you know. Miss Hargrove, she's in a red state, but she believes in the Second Amendment, baby. She ain't scared of nobody.
They
Girl,
tried.
I know that. I know that for
They tried
fact,
to
honey.
violate me for that flag. My HOA
Did
sent me a
they?
letter. Yes, and I was on the board because I know my rights now. I was the president of the board, and I'm like, if y'all gonna sit up here and let this joker fly this Blue Lives Matter flag, I'm about to fly this flag. You can't tell me shit.
Right, right.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss, Lady D. I'm so
Girl,
sorry.
do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing, girl. This is funny,
They
girl.
sent me that violation letter, and I appealed the mess out of that as the
Oh,
president of the board.
Oh my God.
my cheeks hurt so bad because I'm visualizing they driving past honking their horn in solidarity, thinking you a MAGA supporter, and then once somebody didn't read it when that wind hit it just right, they said, "What?"
Me and my best friend was just sitting on the porch laughing.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. But it's just gonna be it's just something. But they just trying to use that scare tactic on us.
It's a
Uh
scare tactic.
yeah,
Yeah, none of y'all
Tiara
information
dress.
is gonna be posted. It's not, and if it is posted, you're gonna know where it came from because
Yep,
who's
yep.
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna Google you
Mm-hmm.
that hard?
Oh, they gonna
Mm-mm.
post mines. I know they will, because I live in a small town. Tiandra Brown says my city is black, but still gonna have my head on a swivel. We open carry and keep up with absolutely. We definitely gonna have to do that. Definitely. And I promise you guys, I live in a very all white neighborhood, but we've been back here for almost 30 years. All our children grew up together. You see what I'm saying? But still of all,
Right.
people still a turn on you, right?
Smile. They smile and cook with you today and be trying to drown you tomorrow.
Thank you. Ginger says, I live in a diverse neighborhood. We have Trump and Camilla, what's her name? Kamala signs in the yard. It's no different as public info. I could promise you, I could show a picture and all the signs in my neighbor's yard is Trump. All of them is Trump. We in a red state as well.
But Lady D, I agree with. I don't know what's about to happen, but something's going to happen because earlier
I feel
this
it.
year,
I feel it.
and the only reason I'm saying that is because earlier this year, they had passed a law that here in South Carolina, starting in January 2025, all students attending state-funded schools are not allowed to have cell phones at school.
Wow.
Yeah, it was passed here in the state of South Carolina. And when I saw that, it made my, and I don't even think at that time Kamala, um she hadn't even been, chosen yet. That it was way before then. And I said something is about to happen because why is it that the kids in the state funded schools are not allowed to have their cell phones? They won't be
Mhm.
able to call their parents to let the parents know something's going on, or they may not be able to record. So immediately, that's what it made, where it made my mind go.
That's where my mind will go as well because I think it's in Durham County in North Carolina. They passed that regulation as far as county is concerned about cell phones. But
Hmm.
I wish you would tell me my kid can't have no cell phone at school.
What
My
they trying
kids
to
Yeah.
hide?
watch
I
my
want to know what they
kids.
trying to hide.
What are you trying to hide? Because I know out here in North Carolina, we have arrested at least three teachers for SA offenses or whatever you want to call
With
it
these kids.
within the
Hmm.
last year. So we're
Mm.
not playing those games. My kids' watches got their own cell phone number. I would. No, she'll go to school with a watch. She gonna be able to call me if
And
I don't
then
disenroll her.
my daughter, she's a speech therapist, speech language pathologist, speech therapist. I'm so used to saying speech therapist. But the superintendent of the school district she works for sent out all the school employees an email in regards to the election. And the reason she got on that topic, she was like, Mom, I was in the copier room making copies, and she said two of my coworkers walked in and they started talking about the election. So she said she walked out. She said they'll never get a chance to get her to say anything and have her on recording. And she said she's not saying anything. And then that's when she shared with me that the superintendent sent out a letter to the employees to let them know, basically they know it's a nervous time. Some of the teachers and others may not feel comfortable discussing the election with their students, and there's heightened anxiety of what the outcome may be on Wednesday following the election on the 6th. And this part I'm paraphrasing, I'm not saying it verbatim, but then when she read the letter, I said, hold on, pause. I said, so he said heightened anxiety and people are nervous following the results of the election. I said, so what do they think is going to happen if Kamala becomes the president? Do they think the white folks are now going to automatically become enslaved? And so she said, Mom, she started laughing. I said, I mean, it sounds, listening to the overtones of this email that you're reading to me, it's like, you guys remember that, what was that white man name? Oh God, I can't remember his name, but it gives the overtone like a scary movie, like
Mhm.
it's building up a climax that something dreadful is about to happen, and we need to brace ourselves. It's the end of the world. That's the tone that I was feeling from the email she was reading. I said, honey, just don't. And then that's when she shared with me she had noticed, she found out that her vote from 2016, they
Hmm.
never received it. And so we went on. But honey, I told her, be careful. Don't be talking about politics and religion with nobody. Definitely not no politics. I said, you know where you are. You are definitely in the Bay Area. Now I already know
Mhm.
she tries to she talks to me, and she gets on me about Kamala. I told her I'm not voting for nobody without reparations, but sometimes she gets on my nerve, and I told her she keep on. I'm gonna make a video every day getting folks and talking about Trump. I said, just because I'm saying I'm not voting does not mean that I'm voting for Trump. I said, I
Mhm.
want something. She said, well, Mom, you not voting is the same. I said, girl, don't be trying to feed me that bull crap. I don't want
My
to
son
hear.
say the same thing.
I don't want to
I,
hear
I
that.
I agree. I agree with your daughter.
I know you do, Miss Hargrove, but
And
I
I'm not even I'm an unaffiliated person. But I
I
rather,
know
for
I
me,
know you agree.
it's anybody but Trump. And I don't like, I voted third party the first time he won. And I kind of beat
Hmm.
myself up for that because I'm like, God dang it, I should have picked a side. Because maybe that
Mhm.
joker wouldn't have been in there.
Mm.
I I I I could I we can speak and discuss everything once this joker is out of the picture. He already
Mhm.
said if he don't win this year, he ain't running again. Because he probably
Well,
gonna be dead before the election is up again.
Well, it's my belief it everything is by design anyway. He won at one time like he was supposed to. Oh, Jim Crow Joe Biden, he got up in there like he wanted to. And
Mhm.
y'all gonna have y'all first lady president. I don't know if she gonna be there the whole 4 years, but y'all gonna have a night of celebrating 3 days, a week or something. Y'all gonna be happy that y'all finally got a lady president up on in there. And then I don't know what's going on, but all I know is I'm like Lady D, honey, y'all better keep your friend close to you, because if anybody getting froggy and feel like they want to leap and jump, you better squeeze the pump.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I could just see it right now. You could just see how it's. No one is not gonna be able to speak after the election. Not no one gonna be able to speak,
Mad.
but
Everybody mad.
everybody gonna be mad, and you know some of them gonna act ignorant. But the thing about it is just a scare tactic, and I think they going
Mhm.
to enforce it. But they are quick to say, "Oh, we going back to slavery. We already enslaved. We got more
Mhm.
prisons being built than we have hospitals,
Mhm.
schools and libraries. So we already enslaved.
Hmm.
It's just a modern day slavery. You know, look how they hunt our black boys like sheep for the slaughter. So we already
In the
enslaved.
school system,
They in the
how they
school
punish
prison.
and how they
Yes.
punish the kids. And
Yes.
Mhm.
while we're on that, um, I don't know about you all. I'm younger than you guys, so I have children that ranges from 22 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, and I remember when my youngest came home, probably it was when Hillary and Trump was running against each other. She came home and she was just like, "Mommy, I voted today." And I was just like, "What you mean you voted?" Because I take my children with me to vote. Like
Okay.
Mhm.
even my oldest two, we go vote together. And she was like, "I voted today." I was like, "Where you voted?" Because I didn't take you to go vote. I voted at school. "Oh, you did? Who you vote for?" "I voted for Hillary. She's a
Mm-hmm.
girl just like me."
Wow.
I can't tell you how fast I called that school and showed up the next day and cussed everybody out, because it's like at that point you're trying to figure out how my household runs. And
Mhm.
that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to do.
Mhm.
Don't you ever do that again.
Mhm.
Don't do that again, because it's like they will do that in elementary schools and in middle schools. They won't do that in high school because they know they're gonna get cussed out in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll
You
do
know,
that in these middle and these elementary schools to try to see how your household is voting.
mm, and y'all know what? I really thought back then that Hillary was gonna win.
Nah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm that I'm that person that voted against Hillary. I can't stand Hillary and I can't stand Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand neither
Mhm.
one of them. I despise them because how they're trying to act in today's society was completely different in the 90s
Mm-hmm.
and the 80s.
Mhm.
They were the most complete racists you would ever find.
Yes.
And I ain't forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I may be
Mhm.
young, but I ain't forgot because I do my
Right.
research.
Right.
What I don't like about what Biden did, and I don't hear nobody talking about it, is when he came out. I think it was like last week or the week before, when he apologized to the Native Americans, you know, for 150 years of, you know, sending the children to a camp. But how you can openly apologize to Native Americans and never even, you know, made it right by us, you know, and we are the ones that's fighting so hard for these people, and that's the part that I don't understand.
Because
Joe
they know they
Biden's
don't
going
have to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Miss
you're
Harper.
right, misbehaving. You're right. Joe Biden just gonna do whatever they put on his damn table to do.
Mhm.
And he gonna repeat it. His mind about gone as yesterday.
Mhm.
He might hit the grave before Trump. They both slow and ignorant, but he just gonna repeat whatever they give him, and he's banking off this Obama wave train.
Mhm.
Biden only got elected because of Obama.
Mhm.
How many times had that man ran for president before
Hey,
Obama came
thank
along?
you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I knew. I said he don't care if he don't get reelected. He was just happy to finally get up in the White House.
He was
Y'all want
happy.
to lose.
He was
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
Now he got security and insurance and a free paycheck for the rest of his life.
Mm,
So what
with that.
your thoughts about how Kamala Harris, she uses entertainers to help promote her campaign, you know, and when we already know, you know, back then when Malcolm X had said that he hate when they use, you know, celebrities and, you know, these entertainers to help push the election. What your thoughts about how they're using Cardi B, Beyonce, and all these other entertainers instead of using people that's more knowledgeable when it comes to this economy?
I think go
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead,
no, you
Miss
can.
Hargrove.
I'm,
You
no,
go.
no, no. You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Miss Behavior.
I said it's the dumbing down of America. You know, they're just taking a page out of the Republican handbook. Don't nobody want to speak intellectually or with facts or use people that are well versed and knowledgeable. They're just speaking to folks and using folks to entertain the masses. Really, they don't care about us older folks. They're really trying to engage and entrap the mind of the young folks because they know those are the people that are going to be voting for the next 20, 30 years. I think is very disrespectful. It gives the appearance. We have always said. I'm going to go off on it for a second. Black women have been known to be very intelligent, the most educated, hardworking, loyal, dependable, and to have these females, these women out here that are less than smart, because I'd hate to call somebody dumb, but less than smart and using their body instead of their brain, it's an insult to me as a black woman. I have
Mhm.
more to offer than just singing, rapping, or twerking. I have experience and I have a brain, and respect me on that. But as I stated earlier, they are taking a page out of the Republican handbook because it seemed like nobody's interested in hearing anything intellectual anymore. They just want to be engaged and entertained for the moment because their attention span is short. And I'm done.
Go ahead, Shadella.
I agree. But like the person said in the chat, Miss Temper, um, or Mr. I don't want to assume your gender because Lord, please don't cancel me. Um, but I agree. I agree that everybody equally use entertainers. I'm not a Beyonce fan, never have been. I can't stand
Hmm.
Beyonce. I liked her when she was part of Destiny's Child. Outside of that, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm more so of her sister fan than anything. But everybody uses it equally. I don't like how the attention is on Kamala because she's doing it better than Trump is doing it. Now I
Hmm.
love me some Glow, and I was here for that doggone freaking show. I'm trying to tell you right now, I was in my doggone car bumping like, hey, because I love me some Glorilla.
Mhm. Oh,
But
you
She
like
was
you
at a
like her?
Kamala. She was at a Kamala campaign.
You
yes,
like her?
ma'am, I love me
Oh,
some Glow. Yes, she
Oh.
was.
I didn't know that.
She
Oh.
definitely was. But like you said, it is to incite these younger voters. It's not for those that are older. This literally is for the 30 and below crowd,
Mhm.
or maybe 40 and below, because I'm knocking at the 40 door. I'm going to include myself with that one. So it's to incite younger voters to vote because they are going to be those people that's going to be voting for generations and generations and generations. Because I
Mhm.
know my mom never took me to go vote. My mother never spoke about voting at all. It was me taking my mother to the polls. It was me getting her husband to the polls. It was me saying
Mm.
vote, 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 vote. So, with how I raise my children to vote and to make your voice heard, because it's not just about the presidential election. And that's what people need to understand. You need to vote every 2 years because
Hmm.
them jokers that's making these laws are up for reelection every 2 years.
Hmm.
That's who you need to be worried about. That's who you need to be voting for.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I've dragged my kids down to them polls to vote, and I would drag my mother with me while she was here.
Miss Hargrove, thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Oh,
For you to be young and to be so engaged and showing your children at such a young age to be involved and what's important. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And look, I got a question just for Shandela, and you can answer it after that too if you want to misbehave. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, Shandela. But I remember you saying your father was a pastor, right? You're a pastor's
yes.
child, right?
Yeah, I'm a
So
PK kid.
yeah. So how do you feel? When the churches are so involved in politics, especially when it comes to, the stuff that, the Bible is against. I don't know if you're a Christian. You're a Christian, right? I don't call
I'm
myself a Christian. I call myself a believer. But
I consider myself more spiritual than
yeah,
anything
yeah, yeah,
nowadays.
me too. As I've been
I'm more
coming in, I'm more open now.
I'm more spiritual, and
Yes.
with the I guess it's harder for me because I'm approaching 1 year of my mother no longer being here. So I was
Yeah.
enraged for the longest.
So how do you
So
feel? How do you feel about the churches are so involved? Is they look like they're more involved than what you see the ones on the outside. They so involved when it comes to these politics, and especially, all the stuff that the Bible speak against, when it comes to Kamala Harris, she's for it, especially when it comes to um abortion and all this other stuff. How do you think, the church is, so why do you think the church is so involved in all that when they speak against, what is against God?
money,
Mm-hmm.
money. I mean, and this is why I say, and I'm probably gonna get beat up after this, and I don't care. This is
Mm-hmm.
why I say those mega churches should be paying taxes
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
about money.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's about money.
Yeah.
You endorse a certain person, you get money. Them
Absolutely.
campaign funds have to be spent somewhere legally. Quotation and quotation. Those campaign funds have to be spent. You have to gain money for your church.
Absolutely. They're
I don't
scared that
see
they're gonna
these
lose that 501c3, huh?
exact. I don't see no white churches saying let's go vote for Trump, but I see
Mm-hmm.
black churches saying let's go vote. Let's go vote for Kamala. Y'all get out and vote. Why y'all even in this?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all continue passing that collection plate around 5 times. That's why you involved in politics.
Instead is preaching on salvation, they more involved all into this, and I see where Chris C says that I can't vote for abortion. That's demonic, evil, wicked, especially when it comes to abortion at 9 months of pregnancy. That's, M. But, they fighting so hard for it. And that's the part that we don't understand, how they are the ones that's pushing it the most, when one of the 10th commandments are, thy shall, what, and promotes all that. So that's the confusing part, and that's why I say that when it comes to the church, it got to be, because of that government funds, the 501c3, and they know now, if they getting those tax breaks, then they gonna have to speak, the way that the government tells them, even when it comes to the sermon. So they might as well just go ahead and shut the churches down, because the glory of God is not in it. It's controlled by
Mm-hmm.
the government now.
Hmm. Now with Mr. Chris, I, I I don't even know how to address that. It's not. It's an abortion at 9 months, but at that point, in my opinion, I feel like the mother waited as long as she could to see if her seed will survive, and she determined that, in her opinion and her belief, that that seed would not survive well off in that time frame. So she chose to terminate her pregnancy.
Hmm.
That's what I gather from that law. Do I think it's a little bit too much that far down the line? I do. I
Hmm.
do. I honestly feel like it's that at that point, in my opinion, it's unaliving a human being.
What's your thoughts about it? Because you in that medical field. What's your thoughts about it? Do you think that, when it comes to what we talking about right now, I think that
It's
what's your thought about it?
sacrificing.
It's sacrificing.
Sacrificing.
Hmm.
Sacrificing. Who is that? Ooh, Lord, that's innocent blood. That's
Hmm.
like they do the genetic testing on pregnant women to see if your child has Down syndrome or not. And then if there are women that once they found out that their child does have it, doctor is willing to unalive, get rid of the fetus. I mean, that's to me, that's spilling innocent
Well,
blood.
Tandra,
I
I
don't.
would like to go to your church. She says, because you can't find too many these days because they all have compromise. She says, I think it depends on what church you attend. My church doesn't talk about politics. That's not all black churches. Absolutely. But I would like to find that because most of the churches today, I mean, they have compromise. It's just if you want to see a good show, you can go into the churches, and that's why they have all this stuff going on. But it is sad,
Hmm.
it just show you that this right here, this is horrible, guys. All I could say is just make sure you guys be prepared for
Hmm.
this day. When you leave out, don't leave out half cocked because it's just going to be very, very. It's going to be very, very scary, and
And my
Mm,
apologies,
mm,
Mrs.
mm.
Brown, Miss or Mrs. Brown. My apologies. I did not mean all black churches when I spoke about that. I'm
mhm.
just speaking
We
from
gonna
my
say some, yeah.
experience.
Mhm.
From my experience, that's
Oh
how
yeah.
things has happened. And I
Mm,
was invited to a church the other day for their anniversary. And well, it's been a couple of months, but I just acknowledged it when she actually brought it to my attention again. To find a church that is willing to welcome you without judgment, without just trying to take your money, without gossip, everything else, that's hard to find. So when you
Mhm.
find a really good church, you hold on to that and you love on that church because they are very rare. They are
Absolutely, very
very,
rare.
very rare.
Absolutely,
That is not
absolutely.
in this game of just making money and trying to elevate themselves. Just like Diamond and Silk out here in Fayetteville, North
hmm.
Carolina.
They
Mhm.
were out. They were in California one summer
Yeah,
at the
they
Marriott.
literally from right around the corner. They literally from
Are
Fayetteville.
they?
Oh, they
Yeah, they
are?
from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah, one of them just passed. I think one of them passed during COVID. The one that Trump
Oh
said.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so it's just like I'm out in this area and I'm like, I ain't never seen no Diamond and Silk. I'm in Fayetteville every day. Where y'all come from?
Mhm.
So it's those type of people that say they involved in the church, they this, that, they third, and they speaking for
Right.
black people, and they ain't really in the neck of the woods as us. They just trying to
Mhm.
come up
Right.
and benefit off black people and
That's
off them
sad.
other mega people.
That's sad when our own
So
people do that.
it's
Mm,
very
mm,
sad. And
mm,
it's a couple of black folks that's doing it. And I just shake my head.
mm,
I
mm,
just
mm.
there's nothing else to do but just to shake your head. Because like I said earlier, as much as I despise Joe, I voted for Joe because I didn't want Trump back up in there.
Mhm.
I'm a pick between the two evils. I know what this evil gonna do. He already showed me his voting history. I don't know what this one gonna do. I mean, you got Project 2025. That's enough to get you off your ass to go vote.
But Project
Eh,
2025 had nothing to do with Trump, right? That was way before Trump, right? Because I
Trump
see
is
a lot of people
endorsing
always
no
talk about
Trump, no
he's
Trump is
endorsing it.
endorsing it. He is endorsing it. It depends on who you talk to. It depends on who you talk to and who he's talking to. But you cannot tell me that when he get in there or if he get in there, because I got a strong feeling that it's gonna be a close race. I
Mhm.
can't tell you who's gonna win it this time. I knew he was gonna win it last time. But it depends on who you talk to. But whoever you talk to, if that joker get up in there, he gonna endorse that.
he
Mhm.
ain't getting in there this time.
You don't think he's gonna get in?
No, no, no. It's gonna be Kamala. Y'all gonna have y'all first lady president.
Y'all can say Trump said he don't endorse 2025 all y'all want to. Everything about 2025 represents Trump. He ran a
Mhm.
whole ad against them doggone Central Park 5. And you mean to tell me he don't endorse 2025, the Project 2025? You done lost your plumb mind. You done lost your
Kamala
plumb
finna win.
mind.
Kamala finna win, Lady D. I'm telling you,
Mhm. I
she
I
finna
I
win.
I
Hmm.
kinda feel it. I kinda feel it as well.
And now they got the Puerto Ricans mad. They coming out with all these stunts and shows, and these folks getting up here and making these comments.
That's because of that. That's because of that comedian. That
Yeah,
comedian. That comedian lost his doggone mind.
yeah, that was staged right there to spark up some outrage from the Puerto Ricans. They say, yeah, we
No,
get
I think
everybody down to the polls.
no. I think Trump really thought that was funny. I don't think they anticipated a backlash from it. So now
Ooh.
even Trump is distancing himself from the comedian that was at his rally.
Mm.
Like he won't
Yes,
throw
Lord.
like he won't throwing paper towels at the Puerto Ricans a couple of years ago.
And I remember that it was on television. Threw paper towels at them, Jesus. I tell you, but why do we, uh, black folks, why we get pressured so much on who we
That's
have to
that's
vote
what I want to
for
know.
and who we have to endorse? Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't Project 2025 going to affect gay folks as well? Not
Mm-hmm.
just black folks and other who Asians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody that think they white folks gonna let you know you ain't white. So y'all busy trying to be mad at us. They gonna let white folks gonna let you know. Look, I don't know. I don't mean to offend anybody in the chat or whatever. You might get angry, but y'all know misbehaving gonna keep it all the way real. That's why I said I missed them old fashioned races back when I was a young girl. You know them races let you know I don't like nobody. That's what they say. I don't like nobody unless you're white. Because back then folks supported us. You know, and it seemed like once white folks started opening the doors for others, they forgot about us and left us behind as if our ancestors did not pave the way for them. Because if it wasn't for the many folks that came before us and marched and got beat upside the head, churches bombed, there would
Mm-hmm.
be no Civil Rights Act. And there are so many community of people that benefit, as well as white women, from the Civil Rights Act
You better
more
speak.
than we do.
You better
So
speak.
why do we, the black folks, why do we get penalized and chastised so much about who we need to vote for, and democracy is on the line and we have to fight? I don't see that in other communities. I really don't. Why is it our burden? Why is it us?
That's what I was asking Chandela when she before you had came in. Why they put
Oh,
the
okay.
pressure on us? You know, why just us all the time? You know, and remember when Biden said that the blacks always have his back. You know,
No,
we
no. What he
always.
said was no. He
Mm-hmm,
said you not black if you not vote for me. That's what Joe said.
mm-hmm.
He said that too, but he after he won, he said we always have his back and he's gonna be there for us, and he ain't been there for us at all.
So I want to know how they gonna feel, you know, our people, how we gonna feel when we was there, you know, and showed up and showed out and causing divisions, families. We got right in the homes, you know, some women is not even telling their husband that, you know, they're going to vote different. You know, so much stuff is going on. So how once she get in the seat, if she does not do anything for us, but the money is still going and
Right.
supporting wars overseas, and we still got immigrants crossing the border and coming into our community and pushing us out. I want to know how it's going to make us feel. You know, we should be so tired of being used.
Mhm.
I'm confused. I'm confused because it's like every election we speak on what you gonna do for the black community.
Hmm.
These MFers
Every
ain't gonna do nothing for us. So why are
That's
you expecting it?
that's because we keep voting for them, Miss
I'm voting
Harbro.
for 'cause
they
you
threaten
vote
us.
for
They threaten us. Look at the ads. Look
you
at the
voting for
ads.
the
They
lesser
threaten
of two
us.
evils. Everybody evil. You just voting on the lesser of two evils.
And it's no, I
Everybody
don't
No,
even believe there's no such thing as the lesser two evil. Evil is
yeah,
evil.
thank you.
evil is evil, but there is a person that's more evil than the next. So it's just
But
like,
we don't
why did
vote.
you? We ain't gonna never get reparations ever.
I'm gonna get it.
The Jews
I'm
got
gonna get it.
the Jews
Um,
got reparations before we did. So what makes you think
we
we gonna
are
get
the
reparations
Jews.
now?
Thank you.
What makes you think we gonna get reparations now? You ain't gonna
We
get no reparations.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Listen here,
You ain't gonna get it.
the top 5 families. I know y'all control everything that go on. Now, the views expressed by misbehaving and misbehavior's views. Don't take it out on
I'm
unapologetic real
sorry.
talk.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry.
I'm gonna start. Trust me, gonna start talking on that right there. Because
Okay,
I truly believe that's what we should be talking about,
because I
awaken
got
the
my
hell up
book.
out of our people. Instead of talking about all this foolish stuff.
Yeah,
It's
I
time
got
to
my
let you
book.
know who
I
you
believe.
are.
Uh-huh.
I believe we should get reparations. I definitely believe we should. I'm all for it. Do I believe it's ever going to happen? No, I don't.
Right.
I'm gonna get mine, and then that's the reason why. Because too many of us is talking about we ain't gonna get it or whatever. Look, the powers that be, you know what you control. Just cut me my check. I need a spot for me and my baby.
Hmm.
Now, somebody else pointed out something real good.
What
Somebody
did
else
they
pointed out
say?
something real good.
What
I'm gonna
they do,
go
lady?
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and address that. So
Okay,
what they said was, let me see.
Who's the person so I can pin it up?
Miss or Mrs. Brown. Yeah, Puerto Ricans
Mrs.
just
Brown.
mad because most when they come here lean more white. Thank you. Because let's keep it real. When them Hispanics come over here, and I don't mean this in a derogatory term or a
Mm-hmm.
derogatory way, they have a race they have to select.
Mm-hmm.
Ask a Hispanic what race they selected.
I already know they pick white.
That part.
Yeah, but I honestly, we do not have an immigration problem. They invited the people to come up over here, these Hispanic immigrants. They bring them up over here to come
Hmm.
work for these corporations for pennies on the dollar so they can undercut American workers. If they didn't want them in this country, they wouldn't be here. And then once they get all these folks up over here in America, they want black folks to fight against them.
Hmm.
Don't nobody race of people want to be the low man on the totem pole. Why are we all always fighting for table scraps
Hmm.
Mhm.
when we should all have a seat at the head of the table? Table
I
big
wish
enough
you
for
tell that to Roland Martin because I just trying to figure out why he fights so hard. I understand what he's doing, but still of all,
hmm
you know, we're not asking for much. To be honest, we shouldn't be asking for anything because pretty
Well,
much
right.
everything we built just about everything. I'm getting so sick of seeing how we invented this, invented that, the way we
Right.
invented all this stuff that people be posting and I be posting on my community tab. They should be looking at us as God. But the thing about it is that we don't own nothing and we not asking for anything, but we would tear each other down if we don't go to
hmm
the valley booth. That's all I'm asking for. What's going on with that?
correct.
Roly
Cor-
Potent Roland Martin.
Oh, he a buck dance. Look how he did for Kamala not Kamala, what's her name? Hillary Clinton. He
Yeah,
was doing a
he just trying
Tootsie
to secure.
Roll.
He just trying to secure his bag. I don't even
I
pay
Uh-huh.
think
no
so
attention to.
too.
I don't pay attention to Uncle Martin no more. He on the other side of the
Uncle
plantation.
Roro, yeah. But
Uncle
let's
Roro.
go ahead and get back to reparation. So when you talk about we should get our reparation, you think that they should put a cap because it does not just stop with what the government owes us. What about all these corporate companies? Like even Wells Fargo, the cotton companies. With the so many people owe us. We can
hmm
go down the line of all the people that had used our ancestors for free
That
labor.
that that's going to be federal money that comes if
Oh, that's
reparation
the federal
actually
part.
happens. If reparation actually happens, it's going to be federal money, and it's going to be a cap on it. And then with the cap, they're going to ask for DNA testing the same way they do the natives. They're going to ask for DNA testing. And if your DNA ain't is not at a certain percentage, you ain't getting no reparations.
Are
I
you
know.
serious?
I'm for real. That's what they do to the natives. Them Lumbee Indians out here in North Carolina, they don't get no check because
I told you
their percentage is not high enough.
what I tell you,
So I
Lady
already
D.
know with my high red ass, I ain't getting no check.
I
Well,
know I'm getting a check.
I know I'm
I'm
getting
getting one.
one shoe. We right here down here in the South shoe.
Them
That's why
folks
I
gonna
ain't
say,
cutting my nose or nothing. I ain't race mixing or nothing.
them
It
folks
ain't
gonna
nothing coming
say,
out of me but
them,
100% black. I shoot. My
Them folks gonna
ex-husband, I
tell
mean,
me, them folks gonna be like, why is you even trying to get a check? You one of us.
Don't you know right
No, I'm
here
not.
down the south, Shandella, not to cut you off, but don't you know right here down this in the south, they still have slavery? Right there in
Yes.
Cotton Port, Louisiana, is a
It's not
prison.
just it's not just Louisiana. It's in North Carolina too that there's still slavery.
Yes, is a
You have
prison
people
called
breaking
Cotton Port.
you have people
Go
yeah,
ahead.
you have people breaking out all the time and confused when they break out. No, it's still slavery going on.
Yeah, but right here in Cotton Port, Louisiana, they even have the horse where they got the what you call that, the jailers riding the horses while the prisoners are out there picking cotton, actually picking cotton. Right there in Jackson, Mississippi, they had the inmates on the side of the highway in a black and white suit with chains and shackles. So slavery really not ended.
Well, even in our constitution, it tells you that slavery is constitutional if you're in prison. Just like
Absolutely.
a lot of people don't know that inmates be at your local restaurants that you be frequenting.
Hmm.
Your McDonald's, your Burger King can be inmates behind those doggone freaking doors.
Absolutely.
And I know for a fact because like I want to say, let me because my family's from Charlottesville on my dad's side. I don't think it's in Charlottesville. I want to say it's Black. What is that town? South Hill. South Hill, they let inmates go to the McDonald's to go work.
Mm.
You don't know they're inmates, but they really do be inmates. So when y'all be cussing people out because y'all order wrong, y'all know what y'all gonna get in return. So y'all might want to start playing nice to people.
Absolutely.
But nah, slavery is definitely real in 2024. It's gonna be real in 2025
Mm, mm,
because
mm.
Ye-
the mentality is not going to change.
well, I know one thing. I don't cuss out folks at the restaurant, but I tell you what, baby.
I don't curse them out either. I tell my husband, don't do that. These people serving us.
Okay, but not only that, that explains why you have all these disease outbreaks at these fast food restaurants, and then they be trying to figure out where they came from, hepatitis, herpes, and all the kind of stuff going on. Folks ain't washing their hands. But I haven't seen anybody picking cotton, but I have seen a cotton field for the first time.
Hmm.
I think it was it last month or 2 months ago in Bishopville.
Oh,
It might
Miss,
have been. It was
hold on,
last month.
misbehave. You never seen cotton
That's what I'm
field?
saying right now. It's all in where you are, girl.
Not in person, like with my bare eyes. I had never seen cotton to where I could just go up to it and touch it. I've only always seen cotton on television. I'm being honest with you all, and I
I'm gonna
had
have to nah, I'm gonna have to bring you to Harnett County. You about to see some tobacco and some cotton.
well,
Wow.
I saw cotton for the first time last month in Bishopville. There's a content creator. Her name is what's her name? Blueberry Boots. She had reached out to me during Haleen. Remember we had the hurricane, and she
Hmm.
told me, I was telling, I had did that little video or whatever about not having power, and she told me her mother lived in Bishopville and her mother had power. So one day I went ahead and drove up there. To see where Bishopville was, and it wasn't too far from me, and it's right there off the highway, a whole cotton field. And I was like, it was like a gas station, had a fast food restaurant, but
Hmm.
it was a whole cotton field. And I said, "What the heck? That's cotton, pretty
When I
and white."
when I visited my son in North Carolina, where he was stationed at, I took a picture. It was cotton fields all in North Carolina.
It's a lot. It's a lot because I
Hmm.
mean, even though I'm very fair skinned, I'm getting a little bit. In my opinion, I feel like I'm getting darker as the years go on. But let me live my life, okay?
You a mess.
But I do African photos every year. Me and my
Okay.
babies, like we do African photos. The lady that takes our pictures, we were trying to figure out a new location to take our photos.
Mhm.
Why one of her friends suggests that we do a cotton field? When I tell you I turned 38 red hot, I'll show you a cotton field, all right. And I'll make sure you in it when I see it. because I'm gonna let everything on fire. Okay. But
Wow.
so when I tell you some of that mentality, like they don't think what they say is as bad as it sounds.
Hmm.
They don't think that way. Like even when they speak it out loud, it's to them it's no big deal. But they don't realize how offensive it is. And when you break it down, they still don't realize it, but they'll just go with it. They'll just go right along with it.
Hmm.
So now I don't play about cotton fields. But now that I'm speaking about it again, yeah, I might take a picture in it and it's gonna be on fire.
Now where we at, we don't have the cotton. We got the sugar cane. We have the sugar cane fields, and we still got those plantations. All around us as well. Certain areas. Queen Cave says after slavery, they invented prisons and mental institutions here in North Carolina, and that's why I don't understand, especially when it comes to people like Roland Martin and all these black political people, why they don't talk about stuff like this, and this is what our people see. Our people see stuff like this, especially when we got mass incarceration, we got more prisons being built, and the foundation was corrupt, so that's what we talking about, especially how slavery started, not slavery, the prisons, all for the foundation of slaves. You don't know about that, misbehaving? She must be on mute. What about you, Shandella?
Yeah, I'm on mute. Let Miss Hargrove take it. I'm helping my son right now. But yes, I know that's how that 13th Amendment.
Hmm. So why we don't tackle those issues, Shandella?
I, that's gonna be a very hard battle to tackle, unfortunately. I think where you start with is informing them of their rights
Hmm.
and the rights that they have, because a lot of them don't have access to libraries to study what their rights are while they're incarcerated. They don't know what their rights are when they get out because all they know is what they can't do. But to highlight that comment of NC in the mental institution, you got jokers like J. Cole that would doggone party at the former institution, Dorothy Dix. That joker throw a party at Dorothy Dix every freaking year.
Hmm.
And that's a mental institution. That was the grounds of a mental institution. Like, I'm not playing with those grounds because there's literally videos on how them people were tortured at that facility before it was shut down. And he throw
Wow.
a party every year. I forgot what he named his little parties, but whatever J. Cole does, he do it on Dorothy Dix.
Hmm.
And for me, that's not cool. Like, I'm all for him giving back to Fayetteville and the single moms. I'm all for that. But partying at Dorothy Dix, I can't get down with. But it literally starts with informing them of their rights, which is what I do in my local area, is letting people know that's temporary housed in the county. Hey, just because you're in the county jail does not mean you can't vote. You can still
Wow.
vote and your voice is heard here. You can vote for the local sheriff that got you locked up right now. You can vote for that joker or you
Wow.
can vote against them.
Let me tell you what
It
I think.
starts it starts with knowledge.
Let me tell you what I think. I think they should go after the policemen's they pensions, and I think if they go out there and make some stupid mistakes, how they out there bullying and harassing, I think that's what they should, all even though Congress has a lot to do with all the stuff that's going on, but they should put this in writing, because have their pensions. These policemen go
No,
out there
not
and be trigger
no,
happy.
no,
Take their
no, Miss
pensions away from 'em. You don't think so?
no, Miss Lady. We're not gonna start with that. Them jokers need term limits.
Hmm.
Them
Go ahead and
jokers
break
need
it
term
down. Break it
limits.
down. Hmm.
Them jokers need term limits. The same way the president can only run twice, y'all can only run twice. Y'all should not be able to sit in that seat until you damn 90.
Hmm.
Go take care of them grandbabies. I'm gonna drop one off for you, okay?
No, I'm talking about the policemen's. Just
Oh,
say like if they going out there like a Brianna and going out there and unaliving innocent people, and stopping them. I think that they should, get their pensions. Go after their pensions instead of the tax dollars money. just say, you going out there and you unaliving a person and you're not thinking twice because you know the taxpayers are the ones that's going to foot the bill. But if we go after them, their pension, then I think that they're going to think twice when they pull that trigger. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of talking I think that we should have, especially when you want our vote.
I feel like Dr. Sebi with what I'm about to say, and I agree with him completely on this before he passed. I agree with him. In order for you to take something away like that, you have to offer them something. And what he said was offer them free schooling for their kids, offer them this, offer that. But when they do this in a negative aspect, like you unalive somebody, this is what we're going to take away. So I agree with that, but I say that you have to give them something, because if you start taking away too much, nobody's going to want to do it. That's why the military, I know I signed up for the military because free VA loan, free college, paycheck guaranteed. You going to give me money to pay for my bills.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incentive. So you have to give incentives in order to get something. But I also know if I do such and such and such and such, all that gets taken away.
Mm-hmm. But I
So
just say that it
the
should
police want to
come
be the
from us.
military so bad,
Yes,
they should be held to the same standards.
absolutely. So you think that they should go after the pensions, right?
I definitely agree.
Absolutely,
Take every
absolutely.
take everything from you. You
Mhm.
liable. Why should I have to pay for you unaliving somebody?
Absolutely. That's why I think it's time for us to start demanding at least something. We're not asking for much, just demand something, because I think that what you think about trade schools? I think, they all should come together and talk about trade schools in black communities. Not everybody is college material. Start building trade schools. I would love to see that, our people, learning some type of trade in their community. How you feel about that one right there? Getting trade schools into the black community.
I'm all for trade schools. We have one in North Carolina. I don't like the area it's in. I don't like the area that it's in. And my oldest, she tried college a couple of times and it's just not for her. But I think she'll benefit a trade school. Now, my middle daughter, she says she is exceeding in college. College is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I feel like we don't have enough trade schools. And I don't think it should start
Mm-hmm.
with just a trade school. I feel like it should start in high school. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
look at everything in today's society, they'd be like elementary school. You get to fifth grade, we prepping you for middle school. You get to eighth grade, seventh and eighth grade, we prepping you for high school. You get to high school, we prepping you for college. Can you prep me for real life?
Absolutely.
Prep
Thank
somebody
you,
for real life.
Queen. Queen said, "I love this conversation. Conversation. I barely be on YouTube strolling. I subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Make sure you go ahead and welcome Queen Cave to the show, and thank you also, Shondella. Thank you for coming on, and also misbehaving, because this is a topic that I really like talking about. Is much needed. um especially when it comes to us, we not asking for much, all we just asking, what about us, and we when we say us, we not talking about the Asians, we not talking about all the other ones, we talking about the black community, and it's time for, when it comes to these politicians, if you got them in the church dancing and just because it's election time and now we got the pastors, fighting with each other, then ask for something, especially when it comes to our kids, because just like you said, they trying to take the cell phones out of school. Why would you want the phones out of school? Because you don't want the kids to record anything, because the system is not messed up. The system is designed to do exactly what the system is doing right now. So it's time to put the foot to the fire when it comes to these people. It's too much. We looking for businesses right here in our community. We own not even a good 10% of black businesses, and I'm ready to start seeing our own people prosper, and because especially when it comes to we don't worry about what they doing. Have you ever seen we worry about what they doing, but they always worrying about what we doing? Huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, black women to the rescue. I mean, we kind of like Buzz Lightyear at this point.
But let me tell you what another thing that really, since we on this topic, because we just talking about, we just talking. So we know all this stuff is going on until we transform our mind and wake up, because we don't even really know who we are. And I'm going to put it, talk about something different, a little bit different, but it's still talking about what we're going through right now. How it's time for us to wake up, because how we supposed to demand what we want when we don't know who we are. Look how we seen, I'm watching Nene Leaks, and I love me some Nene Leaks. Nobody can talk about no Nene Leaks, can't talk about Serena Williams. How we trying to look like them, we trying to fit in with them. And why we got this self-hate when it comes to our own
Mm,
people, and we expect them to move. We can't move until we start loving on each other. It's no unity in the Black community.
say it again.
I'm gonna let Miss Behavior speak on that because I don't like joining those type of conversations because I am fair skinned. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna let Miss Behavior have all of
Not the
it.
fair, well, no, nothing wrong with the fair skin. Nothing wrong. I'm talking about nothing
I
wrong with
don't
the
want no
fair
parts.
skin.
I
I'm
don't want
talking
no
about
parts.
no. I'm talking about the not. I'm not talking about what's natural. You didn't. You didn't. That's not
You didn't
your
bleach your
choosing.
skin.
You didn't bleach your skin.
Right. Lady D, I just came back in on it where I heard you mention Nene, but I fit in Serena's name, so I knew you was talking about skin color. What's the question?
You didn't bleach that skin, Shadella. No,
Right.
question is, we wants to move, and we asking for Black unity, but we don't like who we are. It's so much division right into our own community. We trying to fit in. We wants to bleach.
Mm-hmm.
We wants to sit there and look like them. It's how we gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to move when we don't even like each other.
We don't like
The
each other,
self, the self hate, the self hate.
and don't like how we look. We want to look
Mm-hmm.
white. We cutting our nose to make it thin, bleaching our skin. These blonde wigs. I'm telling y'all, them blonde wigs is evil. If I see another, I'm so sick of seeing black women with these blonde wigs on.
We
For example, Lady D, I'm sorry for cutting you off. This is
no, you
how
ain't
I
cutting me
know.
off.
Anytime I see one of these black women, and especially these pseudo celebrities, aka reality stars, once they start wearing them blonde wigs, I know they lost. They didn't sold they soul, because it's like an archetype. It's like a costume that they all have to fit in. They go get the plastic surgery, then they start wearing the blonde hair. I just watched a show last night that I like. Bell Collectives. Letitia Pearson,
Oh my God,
one
that's
of the
why I want to talk
stars.
about that. Absolutely.
Oh, now she wearing the blonde wig. I hate that. We have to love ourselves, but in order to be in entertainment, I guess they got to do what they have to do to fit in. I watched an old video, and I won't take too much longer, Lady D, of where Nene, because I know you love her,
I
and
love me
Nene
some
said
Nene.
some very uh things that I could understand. I rewatched the interview, and I don't know why I watched it the other day, but it was on. She was with Carlos, and she was saying how the fans, how we watch the show, we tear them down. People tear them down the way they look. Your nose too wide, you're ugly, this, that, and the other. Your wig look a mess. Then she said they go get the surgery. They start buying the wigs and doing their hair. They can't win for losing. So
Mhm.
in that aspect, I had some. I could understand a little bit, but still, why do we have to look like a white woman? Why do we have to lighten our skin? Nene was the most lovable to me in her natural
Absolutely.
state. When Nene came on that show as her, if you look at any show, you guys, and I hope I'm not raising my voice too loud, I do apologize.
You good?
Look at any show, you guys. Look at these women when they first get on the show. They are their authentic self. They look natural. But the
Hmm.
longer that they stay on the show, the more that their looks start evolving. Remember, I'm gonna stop. I get mad at my people. I know we fight one another, but in my heart, if any of them were to call on me, because I don't watch Bravo, I'm boycotting. Nene, you know I'm part of Team Twirl.
Me too. Me
Kenya
too.
Moore, Kenya Moore is my girl. But when Nene said boycott Bravo, misbehave and boycott
Me
Bravo.
too. Me too.
So the only way you'll catch me watching a show from Bravo is either somebody's done a review or someone was kind enough to bootleg the show and put it up on YouTube. Now you know they ain't gonna put it clear, but that's the only way I'm gonna watch it. I'm boycotting Bravo because Nene said to do it. Just
Mhm.
like Colin Kaepernick said boycott football. I'm boycotting it because I want to stand with my people. And it's unfortunate that so many of our people don't have that same feeling because they are the one that do us the dirtiest. It's not white folks that have me in my current situation that I am
Mhm.
in. It is black folks that have the power where they could help and they can uplift and they can make things better, but they are the one that are acting like the devils. So we ain't gonna never get it right if we are all not on the same page. And unfortunately, we will never be on the same page, Lady D. We just have to find like minded individuals that
Mhm.
feel and think like we do, or have at least the same sort of
Mhm.
values, that want to build a community where we can thrive and build and succeed, because we can't bring everybody with us because they not ready to come. They're
Mhm.
still lost, they're still asleep, they're still in a trance. We are awakened and we're not
Absolutely.
alone.
Absolutely. I like that. We are waking. So, we are the type of people, we sponges all for everybody, and that's why they use these silly entertainers, because they know if they can get these non-singer, and I hate to talk about Chandela, because Chandela says she love her some gorilla and them, but they uses them because they know that our young kids, they sponges all for those type of people. But what if we start a challenge in 2025, in a couple of months, just everybody just go natural, just how they start that water challenge, everybody follow that water challenge and certain challenges that they what about if we
Yeah.
start an all natural challenge where we just going to wear our own hair, we're not going to bleach, we're just going to our thick lips, our wide nose, we're just going to be happy to be nappy, just happy to be who we are. And don't you not start to name one of my business, I'm not going to tell you no lie, happy to be nappy, one of my
Mm.
cosmetologist business, happy to be nappy, but I
I
went to
remember
all
you
about
said
it.
that.
Yes, yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes. So when do we start that challenge? What you think about that, uh, Shandella?
I definitely agree with the challenge.
Hmm.
Coming from somebody that was the first of her family to go natural,
Oh,
my
you
grand
are natural.
I am. I have locks.
Okay.
So I'm definitely natural. My grandmother was not happy when I first came through the house natural.
Mm-hmm.
She was not happy. God rest her soul too, but she was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about the older generation, Lady D, because that's how my grandson, that's how my son's grandmother was. I think one day, I think I was trying to wear my natural hair, and she was like, well, I almost said my name. She said, Haven, she was like, won't you go on and get your hair straightened out? I got a beautician that you can go to instead of having your hair all twisted like. And I was like, ain't nothing wrong with the way my hair look. It was just something, I don't know, the older generation, they just want you to straighten your hair, maybe because they've been indoctrinated. And
Yeah.
and I will admit this, like any job that I would go and get when I was doing my natural hairstyle, I would wear a wig during probation.
Mm-hmm.
I would follow the rules. And as soon as I had passed probation, honey, that wig would come off, weave would come out, and I'm back to rocking my natural state of hair, because there's a fear of being judged by your hair going
Mm-hmm.
into interviews, because unfortunately people, they don't look favorably on the natural state of our
Mm-hmm.
hair. So you have to, it's like you playing a role to get to where you need to go. But over time, that's very uncomfortable.
I have a
Mm-hmm.
You
question,
know,
misbehaving. I don't want to
yes,
cut you
ma'am.
off, but I know if I don't speak, it just gonna keep, and we're gonna be on a different topic.
Uh huh.
Um, but you waited until the probation period because I didn't wait. As soon as I signed my contract for my job, I locked my
Hmm.
hair up within 30 days. And
Okay.
I've been natural since 2017. I mean, I'm sorry, was it
Wow.
2017? Yeah, 2017. I have
Mm-hmm.
been well, I was natural before that, but that's when I locked my hair. That's when I started my lock journey, was in 2017. But
Oh.
Hmm.
in South Carolina, have they not passed an ordinance or a law to where they can't judge you for your hair?
Well,
Because
this wasn't in.
I
It
think we
wasn't.
have something like that in North Carolina. I have to double check.
No, this wasn't in South Carolina. This is in California. Here in South Carolina, baby, everybody, it seemed like you got half and half. You got lock with shoe. You got 33% of everything. 33% wearing locks. 33% got their hair straightened, relaxed, and another 33% wearing wigs and weaves. Most of them wigs, because baby, I see that bad screen door all the time. But yeah, this is in California, and I was in a very unmelanated area. Very,
Mm-hmm.
and even my voice is different when I would be there. You got to do what you got to do, get your job. Although California, we do, um Gavin Newsom has passed a law where they can't discriminate, but people do what they want to do. I'm gonna just put it like that. If you don't have proof that it's because of your hair, people will do what they want to do. So when I go in there and get the vibe, if I'm the only black nurse up in there, because most often they like to put the black nurses, like they want to put you on a med surge floor or tele floor to get an ICU position or ER position. They leave those positions or PACU positions. They leave it to the unmelanated nurses. It's not like out here in the South where you have so many black registered nurses, so it's not uncommon. But if you go to a place like California, yeah, that you just have to play the game. And I would just wait my 90 days, because it would be 90 days for the probation, and then we have unions. So after you finish your probation, you practically gotta unalive somebody before you lose your job. But yeah, I'd
I
wear that
didn't.
wig.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
never know. Not to cut you off, but I never knew they had a law where you can't wear locks in on a job. I never knew that.
No,
It's it's not a,
it
it's
wasn't.
not a law. It's not a law, but they would literally say that they consider it unclean. It's an unclean work
Okay.
environment.
Wow.
And
So
then the
there's
one
been
that I
laws passed since then that allow you to, that they say that you can't discriminate this person for this particular reason.
Crown
So
Act.
yeah,
And mine was, it wasn't that you couldn't wear it. The law in California is people can't discriminate against you based on your hair if you're wanting to wear it, in locks in your natural state, you know. But people, it's a dirty world that we live in.
Hmm.
And so if you want something, you just got to play the role. You play the game and do what you need to do.
What we're gonna do
Unfortunately.
is start with one of us. So we're gonna start. We're gonna do this challenge because I had was putting my braids in, but I think I might take my braids out and start going natural too. But don't you know I had did a research where we spend, I thought it was billions. Don't you know we spend 1.2 trillions of dollars just on beauty products? Did you know that? Oh, I'm talking about black, our people. We spend 1.2 trillion dollars a year on beauty products.
I
Make
remember
it make
you saying
sense.
that before. I
Yes, make
remember
it
you
make. Just think about it. We had that money in our own community just
hmm
on beauty products.
alone. A lot of things. Mm.
So a lot of stuff that is happening, and that's why they working overtime on us, because a lot of stuff is our doing as well.
Yep.
Because we are one of the biggest consumers. We got to start taking care of ourselves and stop being so vanity, and pour the money back into our community. And once, don't you know, also, if we stay home for at least maybe a few days, don't you know, I mean, the system will collapse because we support just about everything. You know, it's time for black businesses. So I'm all into all that right there. And I think that's what these politicians, you know, we should, you know, if you want our vote, you got to make sure you put some things like this in writings because we got needs, you know? That's how I see it.
Hmm. And then when I hear people say, well, they can't just do nothing for black people. They can't, they got to do it for everybody. I used to be of that mindset too, but I see that they passed a lot of laws and regulations for just specific groups of people that wasn't for black people. So don't tell me what they can't do. But I don't know. It's our own people selling us out at the end of the day, Lady D. We
Uh,
those.
that's what I think it is. That's what I think. What should Chandela say with a natural challenge? Support black owned 365. What is that, Chandela?
That's right. Support black owned businesses 365 days out of the year. That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. I be
Eh,
trying to, even the ones that make me mad. I be like, now this don't make no god doggone sense. I'm coming in here to try to help. You want to act a fool. All right. I don't know. But the one thing about being in the South that I noticed, there are so many black entrepreneurs. So,
mhm.
if one contractor or a hair beautician don't work for you, there's always six, seven more ready to accept your business. So,
Absolutely.
so, yeah, I had a beautician do my hair and took a picture of me without my knowledge
Are
and
you
yeah,
serious?
and sent the picture to me, and everything I'm going through. So I'm like, what the heck is this picture? What? So I reached out to her. She didn't respond right away. She responded
Mhm.
the following day. And because I told her, I'm disappointed in her. I said she violated my trust and my
So why she
privacy.
took the picture? She most might have wanted her portfolio because we used to take pictures in the beginning when we had start, doing hair. We was first new in cosmetologists. Every time we do a style, we used to take a picture. So you don't think
Lady
that's why
D,
she did it?
that's the same thing my daughter said. I told my daughter my hair wasn't finished though. I was under the steamer. So to make
Hmm.
a long story short, she said she told me because she took the picture as proof because she
Hmm.
put you under a steamer, and she said the picture was proof to show that she had me under the steamer so I could see the light and the steam. She said because patient, not patients, but customers don't feel it. And I told her if she had told me, I said she never told me because had she told me, I wouldn't have been offended. And so it was some other things I had said. I didn't curse her out or anything like that,
Hmm.
but her response to me, was long and like maybe this isn't the place for me to be and whatever else. And I responded back, I can get nice nasty. I told her I had when she sent that paper with that picture without my permission, I had already determined that wasn't the place for me to be.
Hmm.
So then she waited. The following day she responded back and she told me that um because I told her, people of peace. I told her, people of peace. Basically, you don't seek to waddle in strife. You try to listen and try to come basically to an agreement or understanding. I just put it like that. I wished her the best. So
Hmm.
she ended up sending me a text the following day, and she said when she looked back, she could see where she may not have communicated that with me, but when I booked the appointment with her, it's down in the description, like when you book
Hmm.
these different services with her. So in the description, it said that she would be sending a photo, and so she apologized and said she
Hmm.
wished me all the best and whatever else.
Okay.
But that was fine. But I told my yeah, I was like, shit, that had me scared. What the hell you
I'm
sending me pictures
taking you
for?
pictures.
Cinema. And then it took her so long to respond. She didn't respond back till the following day. So that really freaked me out, especially where I'm at, the city I'm in. I'm like, well, what the hell? Well, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I love locks. I keep saying I'm gonna go back and I'll twist up my hair, and then after a while I'll untwist it, and then I said I want, my daughter keeps saying, go ahead, mommy, and do it. So
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it's time for us to start loving on ourselves, because it has gotten too out of hand, and start support our own. And I promise you, we're gonna be able to see more black entrepreneurs in our community, and we don't have to worry about the power that be, asking them to give us your hand out, which we're not asking anything because, like I say, most of all the stuff we build anyway, without us,
Mm-hmm.
nothing will exist. But it's time for us to start, coming together. It's time for unity because we can point the finger at Scotty Dottie and everybody, but all the while, what about us? It's time for us to start doing in our
Mm-hmm.
community, start loving on each other, and start being happy of who you are, because we are
Mm-hmm.
diversity. We come in all colors, from the whitest to the darkest, all
Mm-hmm.
colors. But it's time for us to be happy with who we are, and then we're going to see a change. That's how I see
Mm.
it. So it's got a lot of stuff that's dealing with us. It got to be like they should cut our reparation check because a lot of stuff dealing mentally with that self hate. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to cut those checks for us. We definitely overdue for
I,
that.
I definitely agree with especially for mental health because I
Hmm.
spoke about this previously and I
Oh,
think
you
it was with
did?
you.
Okay.
I think it was actually was with you, like with my mother in therapy. Like before she passed, I've been trying to get her in therapy for years because she was a part of the Jim Crow generation.
Mm-hmm.
And she suffered tremendously with that. And I'm like, you go get some therapy, get that stuff documented, get it documented. And that's a problem with our elders, even in today's society. That's a problem with us in general as Black people. You don't want to document anything.
Hmm.
You can call me the police all you want to. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna get everything documented. So when I respond, you're gonna leave me the hell alone. And so you gotta start documenting this stuff. Like get your therapy, focus on your mental health. And I don't know what the stigma is in our community that mental health is not focused on. Like when I first started giving my kids mental health days, because I'm like, you don't feel like being bothered today? Okay, you're not going to school because you got an
Hmm.
eerie feeling. I don't know what your energy is coming from. Okay, you got a mental health day. Go ahead and just stay at home all day and enjoy whatever you can enjoy around the house. I don't understand why that was a problem with my parents and my
Hmm.
grandparents when I gave that to my kids. You have to focus on your mental health. And I don't, maybe some of the elders can speak on why therapy is such a nuisance. And I don't even know if I'm using the right words, but a lot of our elders do not want to participate in therapy.
Well, I could say this part, and you can continue taking over. But I think the reason why some of us, the older generation, don't wants to go and seek help is because we so caught up in doctrine when it comes to religion, where we thought that if we go to the pastor, the pastor can lay hands on us and pray it away. So that's what I'll believe. But now with you, y'all generation, a much younger generation, you guys know exactly how to go out and seek professional help. So that's what I think.
I can see
I
that. I can definitely see
I
that. I'm sorry, Miss Behavior.
you're fine, boo. I agree. I'm the first person and the only person in my family to ever go to get therapy. The first person, the only, because I remember just like you were saying, Lady D, take it to the pastor, and my family was always just pray, give it to God, and just pray. And to mention that I wanted to talk to someone, I needed to talk to someone, and then a lot of times it's not some of these therapists, if they don't look like us or they can't relate or understand where you're
Hmm.
coming from, like they would just sit there and it's just like money and time wasted. Like you're
Hmm.
not hearing me, you're not even helping me. So I need to find the right therapist. And I did find one. It was an Indian doctor, very nice. Um, he was very warm, opening, very knowledgeable. and I really enjoyed him. And so, like many people would see me, I'm like the life of the party. People see me have fun. I'd be at work. Everybody, oh, hey, then we want to hang out with you. Or the patients talking to me. They call me to come and talk to patients and whatever else and do service recovery. But once I leave, I'm in a rut. Like I'm so you would never know. And I think when the first time when I was starting to have like signs of a nervous breakdown, it was because of my niece. That's when it was like it had became too much because I'm ripping and running, flying across the country, trying to be there and help everyone in my family, and no one's helping me, and I'm breaking down and not realizing I'm breaking down. And then when I did, you know, everyone was shocked because here I was. I'm the sweet nurse, the good nurse. Oh, we love seeing Haven when she comes to work. She's always smiling and singing and helping out. And here I am having a breakdown. And the only thing that prevented me from having uh, uh, a complete breakdown is because I had my children. So once my daughter went off to college, and then my son came back out here to South Carolina with his father, that's when I had the breakdown because I believe I was just coping because I had to go through the motions because I had kids to look after and protect and take care of. I couldn't, a part of me wouldn't allow me to break down because I needed to be the strength for them. But once I knew that they were okay, that's when I had my breakdown. So I was the
Mhm.
first, and I encourage everyone, if you can, to get therapy. That's why I tell parents reach out to your children because some of us have made mistakes. There's no handbook. The way I raised my children is because of the way I was raised, and although I may had tough skin where I could deal with an adult cursing at me and calling me out my name, just so many things. Everybody's not built the same. Each child is different. You can have children that grow up in the same home and they end up going down different pathways. So just hear your kids, no matter how old they are, forgive them and apologize if you have hurt them in some sort of way. And that's all I can say.
I agree with Shandela. She beat me to it because I was about to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt. I think that when it comes to therapy, go out there and seek therapy. It should be, who you can relate to more, like black on black. When I was going through with my business, and I needed to seek out therapy, at first I had, a white one, which, it is up to you. I really couldn't relate, but when I had someone, that I know looked like me, I was able to get completely, the healing that I needed, because I felt like, she knew my issues, and she was more relatable. So, what made you come out, Chandela, when you said, you prefer a black therapist?
Um, I've been seeking therapy off and on. I probably would say since my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
When we separated initially, I want to say what year was that? 2012. Yeah, we separated in 2012. So off and on, I've been in therapy since then. And that's not to say that I've had a problem all those years. It's just that when I know that I know how I am, and y'all know how I am by now, because I go off on you real quick. So when I know that when I know my pressure point is at a high normally, than what it normally is, because I cuss you out any day. I do it for fun. But when it's elevated, I know, okay, something's wrong. Let me go talk to somebody. Um, and I would do that. And when I do that, I want to make sure that person looks like me and they can relate to me. And
Mhm.
they'll understand where I'm coming from because you're living the life that I'm living. You understand my struggles living in
Right.
this world as a Black woman. So I feel more
Hmm.
comfortable speaking to a Black woman. I don't care if you married or divorced or single,
Hmm.
never been married. You
Right.
still understand my plight as a Black woman. Now, as far as, going to the doctor, pregnant. I prefer a man because they more gentle. Them women be rude.
Mhm.
They be rude and rough. I'm like, God dang, why you so rough? You know what it's like being a woman. Why you so rough? You coming mad today?
So your gynecologist got to be a man?
It gotta be a man. Cause them women, like, what is wrong with you? What you mad at today? Why you being so rough with me? That hurt. But as far as therapy, it gotta be a black woman. I'm not gonna be for it. I've tried men and it didn't work out well. I've tried. Like I've literally tried and it didn't work out well. White women would just look at me like they just wanted to write me a check to get out their office. So it's just like you can give me the check, but where the black lady at? Because you can't understand me. It's like they'll look at you like you're just complaining about nothing. They don't try to understand you. They don't try to relate to you. And a black female for me was relatable. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I'm gonna make another joke if I don't mute myself. So I'm gonna just go back and mute
Wow.
myself.
Well, look, we got about maybe about 5 more minutes. We talked about politics. We talked about self-love. We talked about mental health. So
Okay.
so look, we got about 7 more minutes. We gonna go ahead and close it out on back on politics when it comes to the pressure. What's your thoughts about it to close it out? And after that, that's it. I guess we'll go ahead and tune into this old trauma bonding show come on tonight, right?
It's coming
Um,
on tonight.
let me go to the alphabet store because I know I'm gonna need it. God, please.
Yeah.
God, I
I,
forgot when Jokers come back on today. Just
yeah.
reunion me, please. Just get to the reunion. I'm sick of.
Me too. I'm sick of it.
I mean, I told you, everybody doing whatever they can do. They want to make their name and presence be known. Carlos ain't put us on the payroll, Lady D. I don't know if you reviewing the show. I'll watch it, but
I
Carlos
don't
ain't
know.
put
I
us.
don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. I like talking about this type of stuff right here.
Uh-huh. Cause I said I was gonna be a hater. I was gonna watch the show and then I was gonna tell folks, that was already on YouTube, right?
Thank you very
But
much,
You,
Tandra. She said she enjoyed our conversation,
but
guys.
I
You
ain't
heard
gonna
me?
be a hater. Oh,
You
I
heard
be
thank
me?
doing
you.
that too. I do that on
Chandela,
Facebook. I be like, yeah, I do
Tandra
that. On,
say she enjoyed our conversation.
oh, hey,
Thank you.
Miss or Mrs. Brown. Kisses.
Hmm.
Miss Hargrove, how do you pronounce your first name?
Chandelier.
Oh,
Chandelier.
Chandelier.
Yeah, y'all been messing
Hey,
it up this whole
I
time, and
know.
I just laugh and just keep
Well,
going.
shoot, girl, with this old Southern dialect, honey, I
Look,
done messed with everything.
look, that's your excuse. I've been calling her Shandali, like she from India. If you read
Chandelier.
that,
It's
yeah,
Chandelier. What is it, Chandelier?
yeah, Chandelier. That's sure. I've been calling her Shandali. Look, and what you call her? What you been calling
Chandela.
her?
Chandela.
It's
Chandela,
okay. It's okay. Miss Sparkle
Chandelier.
calls me Shan Shan. She don't
Yeah,
even
that's
try.
right. That's the best way, Shan. But I heard Chandelier Hargrove.
That's
Or
cute. That's
just
cute.
say Miss. Yep, we gonna get on this train tonight. It don't matter. Everybody got their roles to play, and what you think about Tisha out here in these booty shorts? Her and Marceau like they reenacting Freaknik, 1988-89.
I'm
Oh
all
my
for
God.
it. Let her live her best life. That body banging. Live your best life. If your husband like it and he don't got a problem with it, who am I to judge? Live your best
Yeah.
life, sis.
Didn't
As
I
long as
tell
she
Well,
with
you?
her
now
husband,
will
as
I
long as she
do it? No, but I don't have Tisha body. I'm skinny,
Mm,
so it
didn't
ain't
I?
gonna look the same.
What you, go on, Lady D. What was you gonna say?
if she got the body for it, because I remember when I had the body for it, girl, I used to dress like Janet Jackson, honey.
I
I took
told
some.
you. What I tell
I
you?
had a
Didn't I?
hot body, honey.
I told you Marceau is the new Martell.
I hope
Mm,
not. Now that's the
No,
part I hope
no,
not.
we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. Don't do that. Don't do me like that, because my
Yeah,
heart
she
just
had me
dropped.
rocking last time.
My heart just dropped. Like, no, he not. No, he not. We not gonna do that. No, he not.
Yeah, we just gonna slide. We're gonna slide Monty Ma on to the side. That's what Carlos said. We're gonna slide Monty Ma on to the side. We got a new.
Mm-mm-mm.
Who was that? Somebody had. They said. What's that? They said Tisha and Marceau. They are the king and queen of Huntsville. What? I could be saying that wrong, but uh, hey, we gonna see what's going on tonight. But they keep saying Sonny pregnant, but I can't tell. That body still look the same. It ain't changed.
She done had that stomach since before she came on TV.
Right. That's what.
That stomach growing from you eating. Shut up.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. She could be bloated. They just want to say that woman pregnant. She ain't pregnant.
Yeah.
Moses and came on. They got a new script. I'm seeing all these women on these shows got men that been locked up in prison. So
Well,
I don't
Moses
know.
locked up.
I know Poe Moses.
So
He locked up. He following the script. They got all these manufactured storylines that they recycling through all these reality shows. So I'm just
nah,
sitting back.
he making somebody license plate right now. We can just be done with the Moses and Sonny thing. Just go ahead and make the license plates and shut up.
They ain't going nowhere. If anything, it's gonna be another franchise up in St. Louis. Watch.
You think so?
That
Uh-huh. They might as
now
well.
now that's something I won't watch. I can't.
You
I
why
don't know
not?
what I don't know what it is about Sonny. I don't like Sonny. I
It's
don't
because
like
we
I don't like Sonny. So I would never watch anything like that just because she's on it. It literally took me it's taken everything in me to watch this season, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I'm watching is because them little crazy jokers around the corner and the doggone freaking Demonville wanted to boycott the show. That's the only reason why I added it back to my DVR.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So I'm over Huntsville. I'm over the narrative.
Me
Like,
too.
I'm just over
mm,
it. It's nothing positive about this show.
Every time I turn on my computer and see that big old strike on my channel, I'm just done with it too. And see how people
what strike on
subscribing.
your channel?
Girl, I told you they strike my channel, huh? I'm gonna,
Mm,
Oh
girl, I'm gonna
wow.
send it to you. I got a big strike until December the
yeah,
15th.
misbehaving. You got to catch up on them strikes. You might want to watch Anthony's live from last night.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord
Yeah,
have
girl.
mercy.
you got to catch up on these folks that's been striking channels.
And they
Mm.
subscribing, and I'm getting all them subscribers, and they not watching the channel. So they trying to get in. My numbers are going down. Your number count, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
It's
yes.
going down. Because they subscribing, but they doing that
And
intentionally.
exactly, and
Mm.
you
I
got to
can't
be
get.
careful. And you got to be
Yeah,
careful in your member. You got to be careful in your memberships too, because they in your memberships.
you think so?
Yeah,
So they want to
I
see if you saying
guarantee
something
you.
private.
I guarantee you, they're in the memberships too.
Hmm.
I had a membership to a millimeter.
Now I follow 1 millimeter. That's the docket lady. I follow her just because outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the
Hmm.
dockets be interesting. But I'm starting to fall back a little bit on that because it's just like, God dang, every time I turn around, it's mail, 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 mail. I'm tired of
I know.
talking
I'm
about this
sick
joke.
of. Me too. Me too. They
I'm
told me
tired
to
of it.
change
Like,
up.
I
I'm
don't even
switch
want to
of
hear
it.
about, I don't want to hear about the Scots every day either. Can we talk about
Hmm.
something else? Let them people live their life. Let them build their mansion or whatever they're doing. Let them
Hmm.
Hmm.
succeed. Support who you want to support. Love on who you want to love on. But
Right.
outside of that, it's too toxic, and
So
it's
what
making me
what you
mad.
like to talk about? What kind of content you like, Shandella?
I mean, I like crime. I like speaking about crime. I like speaking
Oh,
about court dockets. I like speaking
mhm.
about
Mm,
voting. I like speaking
Okay.
about genetics. Pro-blackness. I can go
okay.
anywhere.
Oh,
Mhm.
speaking of genetics, Chandelier, did y'all hear where that DNA testing firm had a breach? So people's DNA is out there?
Mm, mm, mm.
I'd
No,
I'd
and
have to Google to see the name of it. But
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to look. I'm gonna have to look that up because as a service member, my DNA is already in the system.
Hmm. Okay.
Thank you, Ginger. Thank you very much. She says she's liking my videos. Thank you, because yeah, I definitely need it because I showed misbehaving. I got a small channel I just set up. Tell them what I showed you. Don't I make more on that little
I
small
thought you
channel?
ain't want nobody to know.
I'm not telling them the channel,
Oh, okay.
no, I'm
Yeah,
not.
she.
I'm just saying, I'm not girl. If I tell them the channel on here,
Yeah,
if they
she's.
email me, I tell them, but you know, if I know them, but I'm not gonna
Hmm.
just come out and tell them. But I'm just saying, don't I make more on the other channel than this right here?
Yeah, that's what you showed me. And it she make more on the new channel that she just started, and get more views than up
Yeah,
over here. And
and
she
and
putting in all this
that's
work.
it. Yeah, because if you got just say if you have like 1,000 subscribers and you got 1,000 people are over viewing your videos, you're gonna get paid. But if I got
Hmm.
6,000 subscribers and only 500 or 1,000 watching, I ain't gonna get a dime off of that. Not one dime.
You already know. I don't even know, Lady D. You already know that them jokers that made a whole hit list on who
Oh
not to like
yeah,
and who to follow,
yeah.
and it's updated
That's
all the time.
sad.
They've
Like
been
even
doing
if
it for a long time.
they've been doing that for a long time. Like even when I pop up over there on the 1 millimeter I follow, I'll be
Hmm.
commenting in the chat and engaging. That she the only one that respond to me. The other meters don't respond to me. So I already know that they've been told not to discuss nothing with me.
Okay.
So having a channel, I can only imagine what y'all are experiencing.
Well, I'm tired of it now. Y'all might,
And that's why the last time I spoke to you was just like, I'm done reviewing the show. Be done with it.
mhm. Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna
sick of
support
it.
whatever you support because it's toxic. It's no longer fun. Like it'd be funny sometimes,
Mhm.
but at what cost and at what expense is it becoming
Yeah.
comical?
And I'm here to tell you guys because my phone been ringing, and I mean people been calling me, private, and y'all can sit there and dox me all you want. Trust me, it don't bother me because you already sat there and say all your information is already out there on Google, right? So let them do whatever you guys want to
Hmm.
do, because I'm sick of it now. You heard me?
I
I'm
remember that night. When you had told me I had ordered that Hebrews to Negroes book,
mhm, mhm.
and the day it was delivered, a couple of hours later, I got the lady on video. She came over here to the house talking about, did Amazon deliver a package, my package to your house? I was like, your
Mhm.
package? And I said, no. I said, the only thing I got is my book, Hebrews to Negroes.
Oh my God, you're gonna enjoy that book. That book woke me up. I promise
That's
you.
a
That
that
book,
that's a thick book.
oh, is a
Ooh.
very book. I mean, but he hits all the topics, everything that we need to know.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's why they didn't wanted us with that book. So, guys, look, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, and take my
To
shower
wind
so I
down.
can watch that old trauma bonding show. I enjoyed you guys. I mean, very much, but ooh,
I
this was,
enjoyed y'all too.
we went through. I counted all the different topics, and we always stay on topic, but we went through every last bit, and it was much needed because it all deals with the mind, right? Dealing with
Hmm.
us. We can't keep pointing the finger. But guys, I enjoyed y'all all very much. Thank you, Shandella
Yes.
and my girl, Miss Behave. Read that book, and you call me, and we're gonna go ahead and go through some of that right there.
All right. Thank you, Miss
All right,
Chandela.
love.
Look, now I know your name, Chandeli Hargrove. But I still like saying MF and Hargrove. Bye, Lady D. Bye, Queen. Country Girl Queen is the best moderator there is. I don't know where Starbucks Lover is. I don't know where she
She's
at.
she's under the weather.
All right, y'all. Let me drop on
Yeah,
down so
she's
you can
under the
close it
weather.
out. Good
All
night.
right, guys. I enjoyed this. This was awesome. And thank you for my new subscriber that came in, guys. Like I said, we're gonna just talk about, however we feel led. Just Let God be God. So on that note, look, I'm gonna try to hold my little voice, but I thank you guys for coming on, to save me. And my girl, country girl, queen, always holding it down for me. Thank you very much, Ginger, Tandra. Thank you very much. Checking your girl, Boo. Thank you all for coming on. And on that note, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. And don't get so caught up when it comes to this old trauma behind the show. It's time for us to move on. My girl, country girl, Queen says, thanks again, everyone, for coming over and loving this live. So, guys, you all be blessed, okay? And make sure you go out there and vote.